Yo, what's up guys, it's Melontosh and I'm back with a brand new Pokemon Showdown live for you guys today. I'm of course rocking out in the Aurus OU tier, and we're rocking out with a cool, I said rocking. We're rocking out with a cool Pacharisu team for you guys today, which is pretty sweet, not gonna lie. So we got Pacharisu, Infernape, Lando, Metagross, Slowbro, and Tornadus. It's an Assault Vest Pivot Tornadus, a Carmine Slowbro, a Mega Metagross, a Triscarf Lando, a bulky Will-O-Wisp Stealth Rocking Infernape, and a specially defensive Pacharisu that takes lives. So let's get ourselves our first match, as we're going up against a Gardevoir, potentially Mega Lando, Tyranitar, Excadrill, Magnezone, and Latias. So I'm assuming Mega Gardevoir could of course be the Mega Latias, but I'm pretty sure it's going to go Mega Gardevoir. So Marmite's not going to be doing too much. Marmite is of course the Pacharisu. We've got Marmite, the Pacharisu, Wukong, the Infernape, Abundance, the Lando Eye, Logan, the Mega Metagross, Angus, the Slowbro, and Tornadus torn a new hole. So there's going to be a team. I need to stop covering my mouth from this side with so I think he may just want to lead with the Tyranitar. I think he may just want to lead with the Tyranitar. So I've actually come up with a really cool solution, so I'll be right back. So not gonna lie, this feels kind of weird. Opponent disconnected, so much is going on. I've moved the mic to the other side of my face so that I'm using the mouse over here, and then I can just touch my face as much as I like. I think he may be back though, so that's kind of cool. So what I'm going to do is, I think he's going to leave with the Tyranitar, so I think I'm just going to leave my Wukong here. I can actually take any hit. He leaves with the Abundance actually. So, here's to hoping that he is not scarfed, and I'm just going to fire off a Will-O-Wisp. I think he may want to overpredict me and get a U-turn. I really need to get used to the mic being over here, man. Wowcha. It feels like this side of my head is so heavy right now, and this side of my head should be the heavy side. So I go for the Will-O-Wisp. He's not scarfed, which is cool. He's probably just going to get up his rocks. He does indeed get up his rocks. So I can take 2 hits from this thing now. Now that he is indeed burned, I'm just going to get my rocks up as well. So that's really cool. We trade rocks for rocks. He does indeed go for the U-turn. Now, he doesn't actually have too much for my little Infernape here. In fact, if my Infernape was offensive, I've even just changed hands. If my Infernape was offensive, then this just feels so wrong. It's like, wow. If my Infernape was offensive, I'd be like tearing stuff up right now. I'd go for a U-turn and all sorts of stuff against this guy. So what do I have for Latias? Now that, my friends, is a good question. I think he's just going to go for a Side Shock. If he drops Draco, I can just go into Metagross. Anyways, he does go into his Excadrill actually, which is a good play. Don't get me wrong, that's a good play. But I can just go into my Abundance here. If he goes for the Iron Head, he goes for the Iron Head. I'm going to lower his attack. I am then going to put pressure on him, because I probably just U-turn out after that, because he can go to Latias, he can go into his own Abundance, his own Landorus that is, which makes more sense. I could even knock off his leftovers to make that burn wear it down more, because I don't have the, I mean, I've got a really good switch in Logan, and if he does switch into Latias, I think I might even go for the knockoff, you know. I might just go a little bit crazy and go for the knockoff, as he just goes for the Rapid Spin. So that's pretty cool. We do see the Life Orb on this thing, so that's dank memes and stuff. So I'm just going to go for the knockoff here, as he should go out into the Lando. He does indeed go into his Lando. So this thing should get worn down pretty quickly, as we do see the Rocky Helmet. So it was going to get worn down quickly anyway. But now I have a really safe switch in, like I said, in my Angus. If my Angus gets knocked off, it's not the end of the world, because Angus doesn't do loads and loads and loads this match. It does a decent amount, don't get me wrong. It's a good mod to have around. Its gold is always lovely, and it's jubbly, and it's lemon, and it's scrubbly. If I get up some Carmines, then it's going to be problematic for my opponent. But he does just go for the U-turn, so that's a cool play. I was expecting maybe the Earthquake on the knockoff of itself. Is going to the Magnezone. Thank God we've got Pacharisu. I'm going hard into my Pacharisu now, as he should just go for the Thunderbolt. He may just Volt Switch, but he could go for the Flash Cannon as well, but I resist that anyway, because I'm a freaking Pacharisu. So he just goes for the Flash Cannon, but I eat that up like an absolute boss. And the question is what he's going to switch out into, and is he going to switch out? I'm going to fire off a Super Fang here, as he does go into the Latias. It would have been cool if I got a Toxicroak on the thing, but 44% is pretty decent and respectable if you ask me. As I'm just going to go out into my Mega Metagross. He pulls another double out into his Excadrill, of course. That's cool. That's a good play for my opponent, but again, I can just go out into my Abundance here. Haven't taken too much damage, and I am going to outspeed, so it's actually decent for me. As we do low attack, as he goes for the Earthquake, as a matter of fact. So what I can do, as you've seen last time, I went for the knockoff, so I'm just going to U-turn out of here. He doesn't want his Excadrill getting knocked off, because it does a lot to my team after the Sand boost. So I think I'm just going to U-turn out. Is that my play? Is that my play? I think that's my play. As he does go out into his own Abundance. This thing's starting to get worn down nice and steady, like But the question is, do I just want to go back out into... Yeah, I think I just want to go back out into Angus and fire for Scold. Hopefully I can get rid of this thing, because that kind of limits his switching into my Choice Scarf Lando, which would be really, really cool. Nonetheless, something has to take a Scold and has a 30% chance to get burned. As he does U-turn out, I feel like Latias is coming in, but at the same time, like, Latias is starting to get worn down if it gets burned, and two things on the team is burned. He goes down to the Magna Zone, actually, as I just go for the Scold here. Could I get the burn? The burn would have been great. And main Pacharisu probably would have been able to 1v1 it. Let's see if he wants to go for the Flash Cannon again, or does he think, you know what, he knows I've got the Flash Cannon. He just goes for the Thunderbolt, and Pacharisu eats up all that Volt Absorb, because Pacharisu is a Lord. So we've seen that he wants to switch out here. He knows I've got the Super Fang, so I think I'm just going to fire for Toxic. I can even get momentum with a U-turn. That could be fun. That could be fun. Or Toxic. Do I want a Toxic or do I want a U-turn? So here's the thing: is if he stays in, it depends what kind of Magna Zone this is actually. Because we've only seen one move. I think he might be Scarf. Should we find out? Let's find out. Let's find out what time. So we want to go to a Pacharisu. Blank set, because no one runs a freaking specially defensive Pacharisu in OU. Roughly, I don't need to do nature because I'm a freaking badass. Magna Zone, Choice Scarf, Flash Cannon does 16 to 20%. So you're actually kind of specs like, I think. How much did your Flash Cannon do to me? Flush Kunon Targan. Super Fang. So Flash Cannon did 27% to me. Flash Cannon did 27%, so yeah, your specs, if I've ever seen some specs, or you're just modest. Modest and specs. You're modest and your specs, you cheeky little monkey. You're modest and your specs, eh? So, are you modest and your specs? Right, so we've discovered a lot here. Wait. I think I might have done something wrong. I think he might be Scarfed, modest. I think he might be Scarfed. No, he's probably... Okay. Whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm bad at calcing. I haven't got my head on right now. Either way, he's locked into Thunderbolt, so I'm just going to fire for Toxic. Yeah, that's my play. As he goes down to the Lando, man. If I'd clicked U-turn, bro. I'm going to be really ballsy here and just think he's going to go for a U-turn and just fire for another Toxic here. I know Pacharisu does a lot of work against my opponent's team, but I really think he must know I want to switch out. I've got the easiest switching in the world into my slow bro. And really, he just wants to preserve this thing for more switches in. I don't think he wants to go into Magna Zone. I think he wants to just U-turn here, and I think I want to get off a Toxic. If he goes down to Excadrill, that would suck. He just does none of those things because I'm faster than him. See, if I didn't realize Pacharisu was that good. It's just, I didn't realize it was going to be outspeeding Lando's, you know? Pacharisu, I mean, I know you're base 95. I thought you were base 85. Lando's base 91. Yeah. Lando's base 91. So, not gonna lie, I made a mistake. I made a boo-boo. As he goes down to Latias. I mean, bro, I'm just gonna go for a U-turn. As he drops a Draco, I'm gonna eat that up. I'm a Pacharisu, bro. I'm a Pacharisu. I'm going for a U-turn. It does not do a lot. In hindsight, 2020, I should have just gone straight on to Logan, but every time he's pulled a double, so what I can do now is I can just Mega Evolve and click the Pursuit button, because I think he's going to get out here. He just goes for the Roost, which kind of sucks poo, but I go for the Pursuit, does 43%, I'm just going to go for another Pursuit here, as he just goes for the Healing Wish, so we get rid of that list, but something tells me that the Lando's coming in. So indeed, the Lando does come in, and I think he's going to go for an Earthquake. Or you could just U-turn. So I'm just going to go down to Angus here. I think I can take anything on. I'm going to try to get into my... He goes for the... Wowcher. He goes for the Earthquake straight up. So now what I can do is fire off a Scald. This team does not like taking Scalds, not going to lie. So hopefully whatever comes in can get the burn. If it's the Magna Zone, then I'm not sure what my play is. I think... He goes on to the Gardevoir and traces my Regenerator, which is really good play for my opponent. He gets a Scald, but if I could burn this thing, it would be cool, but I don't. But that's fine. That's fine, that's fine, that's fine. So what do I want to take on this thing? I mean, he's probably going to Hyper Voice, but he could Shadow Ball predicting my Logan, so I don't really want to do that. I think I just want to sack Marmite. Marmite's done enough work here. It's just allowed me to pivot around his team really, really nicely. My opponent made some good plays around the Marmite, but you know, you have to play well around when you're playing against Pacharisu. There's just no other option. So I think I'm just going to go hard out to my Pacharisu and sack it off, because I do have the Lando, which stops his Magnezone for going. He goes for the Will-O-Wisp, so that's cool. Pacharisu's going to stay around for another turn. Forcing this thing, it does not Mega Evolve, which is interesting, very interesting, and more interesting. I think he wants to keep the Regenerator, so I'm going to U-turn in case he wants to switch out, as he does switch out into the Magnezone, so I'm going to get some initiative here, as the only thing he has to... So we know that you're Specs, so I think I'm just going to go out into my Wukong. Yeah, I'm going to go out into my Wukong here. And I am just going to fire off a close combat. If he decides to stay in, then I will take him out, because I'm pretty sure he's Specs, so I'm faster than him. If he goes down to his Lando, then I'll risk my Infernape, get that thing burned again. It's already used up his Healing Wish. I've also got Marmite as a bit of a sack here, because he did decide to go into the Magnezone, and I went for the U-turn, so that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, that's pretty dank, and I've got some stuff in the hood. So obviously I think the reason he pulled a double out is because Gardevoir just invites in my Lando, which gives me, basically I would have gone for the U-turn as he has to go into his Lando. As he goes out into his own Lando, so I go for the CC, kind of wish I'd Will-O-Wisp there, but I didn't want to risk him staying in. So I am just going to go for the Will-O-Wisp right now. I think I can actually eat up 2 hits from this thing after the Will-O-Wisp burn, so that should be cool. He just goes for a U-turn, so that's cool. This thing is burned once again, which means I will be able to start wearing it down, and I won't be able to do that much damage to my team whatsoever. So he actually goes out into the Gardevoir, traces my Blaze, because I'm 420 Blaze in it, and I think I could want to get, I'm faster than this thing, so I could want to get on my Stealth Rocks, but he's got that Excadrill. He's got the Excadrill, so I wonder if I think my Pursuit from Logan will do quite a lot, so I think what I'm gonna do is just sack off the Marmite here. He should go for the Hyper Voice, so I could have gone into Metagross straight off the bat. He does Mega Evolve and just goes for the Hyper Voice, so I could have gone into Metagross indeed, but I'm gonna go into Metagross right meow. He needs this thing because I don't really have a switch in, so I'm just going to fire off a Pursuit and try to get damage off. So I do 65% with the Pursuit, which is really, really nice, as he just goes out into his own Lando. Again, I've got a really cool switch in my Slowbro, the Angus. No, Angus, the Slowbro, that would be the one. So Angus is going to come out here, as he's just going to fire off an Earthquake. That does nothing to me now that he's burned. And once again, I can just fire off one of the best moves in the game in Scald. And it's kind of soon getting to the point, if I can get rid of that Magnezone, where I can start going for Calm Minds, and it's going to be troublesome for him. So I'm going to go for the Scald here. If I get a burn, that'd be really cool. Unfortunately, Angus is just, he's not spitting fire at the moment. He's definitely not spitting fire. So it'd be brave of him to go for a Flash Cannon, but it'd also be brave of me to go into Abundance. And I'm kind of tempted to go into Wukong, because I feel like I can take any one hit, just fire off a close combat. Whatever comes in, I can get off 2 close combats. And if he wants to go out into his Lando, then once again I come in with my Angus and get a Scald off. But then again, he could just stay in. Plays. So you are Specs after all. So I think I'm just going to go into Wukong here. I think I should be able to take a Thunderbolt. I think he may go for Flash Cannon though. He does go for the Flash Cannon. He crits me, but I still take it, which is lovely jubbly, and it's lemon, and it's squabbly. So what I would like to do here is maybe just go for the Slack Off. I'm just going to go for the Slack Off. He won't be able to take me out with another hit, as he just goes for a Flash Cannon. It does 40% to me. As I do see him switching out here for sure. So I kind of just want to go on to Angus, predicting the Lando to come in. And even if he goes for a Flash Cannon, then it's not going to do that much to me. So I do switch out, as he does pull a double out also into his Lando, which is really cool for me also, because I can go for that move once again. I can fire off this Scald. So he goes for the U-turn, doing a little bit of damage to me. That's fine. If I got one of those burns earlier, the Magnezone would be really, really weak right now. It'd be crazy. But hopefully, whatever comes in, I can get the burn. And maybe, will it kill Gardevoir? I don't know. Gardevoir's got really good special defense. I don't know if it will. As he goes down to the Magnezone, can we get the burn? If we get the burn, we kill. No, we don't get the burn. Don't know what that was. So Blaze, Wukong can be really useful still. So can Abundance. Abundance can clean up if I get rid of his Lando. But at the same time, so can Wukong if I get rid of the Sand. Same with Abundance though. So they kind of do the same thing right now. So So Wukong has that Will-O-Wisp. I mean, he's just seen me go into Wukong, so I think he's going to want a Thunderbolt. So I'm just going to go out into my Abundance here. Hopefully no Flash Cannon. If he goes Flash Cannon, it's a good play. He goes for the Thunderbolt, which is just lovely. It's just generally, you know, lovely for me to see, as I'm really hoping U-turn will take out this Magnet Zone. So I'm going to go for the U-turn. He actually switches out into his own Abundance anyway, so I get the U-turn off, and once again we get into that cycle where we can go into Angus the Slowbro, and we can click Scold. Yay, 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 hooray. So his Abundance, his Landorus is getting really weakened now. This is definitely looking good for us. He just fires for Earthquake, sacking off his Landorus, which is just fantastic. Because now what happens is Lando comes in and just fires off Earthquakes, and he has to sack something. So basically it's a 50-50 right now. But in my eyes, I don't really need Logan. What does Logan do? Goes down to Edge, just Hammer Arms the Tyranitar, but it doesn't do anything that the rest of my team can't handle. So I'm going to go into Logan. If he Flash Cannons, I'm going to get a kill. Sorry. He goes for Thunderbolt, and he does indeed take me out. But what I can do now is I can go straight out to my Lando, like we talked about, and I can just fire off an Earthquake, and something dies. No matter what, something dies. His best play is to go into Tyranitar, get up the sand, and then go into his extra drill, but I can then just go out into my Slowbro. So he goes down to the Gardevoir, sacks the Gardevoir, but the thing with this is something else is going to die. I wonder if Lando, is he going into Tyranitar? I don't know if this will kill. That's a problem, actually. I don't know if this will kill. I mean, I could pivot out into my Tornadus and then go into Wukong, or after Tornadus gets sacked, go into Wukong, click close combat, and something dies. Then when Excadrill comes in, because he can't bring in the Magnet Zone, I can just go into my Angus, fire for Scald. So that kind of seems like my play, not gonna lie. And then I've got Lando in the back just to clean up if the sand goes out. So he pulls a double out into his Magnet Zone. This is actually fine with me because, I mean, will U-turn kill? I mean, Superpower basically breaks Soul Team. So I'm just going for Superpower. I take out the Magnet Zone, which is really cool for me. Basically, Angus just wins now. The Slowbro basically just wins me the match now. As he does go out into this thing, I can just actually kind of, I mean, if he SDs, I could be in trouble, so I'm going to fire for Superpower. He just goes for the Rock Slide. I know Angus could have eaten that up, but if he SD'd, I could have been in some trouble. So now I just go into Angus. I can take any move this thing wants to go for. I go for the Scald. Now Infernape outspeeds the Tyranitar, and so does the Lando, so it's all good in the hood. We should be able to deal with this thing. As he goes out into the Tyranitar, I just go for the Scald. It does not enough. I can't get a burn. Once again, this thing not burn. This has been a long match, man. This has been a long match. I think 1 or 4 turns. I think I'm just going to go for a Scald. I'm just going to go for a Scald. He goes for a Pursuit. That's why I didn't want to go for the thing. I go for the Scald. Can I please get the burn? No, I don't get the burn, but the Sandstorm goes down, which means I can eat any one hit. That kind of looked like banded damage to me. I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to go for the Slack off here. Kind of look like banded damage to me. Which is why I did decide to go in, because that Pursuit could have actually nearly taken me out. As he goes for another Pursuit, does 40%. I'm just going to go for the Slack off here. That is going to be GG, I'm afraid. 2 Pursuits will take me out from this range, so I'm just going to go for another one. As he does just go out to the Excadrill, I am now just going to go for the Scald. This will take out the Tyranitar. It is indeed banded T-Tar, which means the sand has gone for good. I can go for the Scald. He's going to keep the sand around, but this should take out the T-Tar. Then I can take any one hit from this Excadrill, and that is going to be GG. So let's see if we can get ourselves another game as we just slowly take out this freaking thing. As I'm just going to fire off a Scald, and that should be GG. Let's see it happen. It does a lot with that Earthquake, actually. So we would have been screwed if we'd gone for the SD. But we do go for the Scald, and we do take him out. I'm going to say GG, and then we're going to see if we can find ourselves another match. Indeed, we can indeed. So we're going up against a Dragonite this time with another Excadrill, which is kind of problematic, a Clefable, a Landorus T again, problematic, Mega Venusaur, most likely, unless he's got no Mega, which would be kind of crazy, and a Volcanion, which I do not have switch-ins to. So, Pacharisu is not looking like he's going to do too much this match. But what it can do is just paralyze and poison a lot of crap, and find out what kind of Clefable this is would be important first. So, I also see the early Rapid Spin on the team is Excadrill, so if it's Scarfed, then we can play around that as he leads with the Lando. I mean, he says Landorus Therian, so I'm just going to smiley face him, as I'm just going to go for a Will-O-Wisp. I think he was trying to maybe read my play, but I do leave with the Fernape like an absolute man. So I go for the Will-O-Wisp, outspeeding the Landorus, as he just gets up his Stealth Rocks. That's cool for me, because what I can do now is get up Stealth Rocks of my own. And hopefully this thing is going to be worn down for good. So I'm going to have my own Stealth Rocks as he's just going to go for the U-turn. I could maybe have Hidden Power Ice on this thing or something. It would be really cool as like an anti-lead kind of thing. But, you know, I'm pretty happy with his Outer Worlds because I can take any 2 hits once Garchomp and lead Garchomp and lead, even if it's offensive Garchomp, and lead Landorus. So we do see that this thing is unaware. So I'm actually just going to go straight into Marmite, as I think he's actually going to T-Wave. I think he's actually going to T-Wave. He actually goes for a Heal Bell, which is very interesting. What I can do now is I can just go for the Toxic, as he's probably going to want to set up a Calm Mind. I'm reasonably happy for him to set up a Calm Mind. I do have a Logan in the back, which is just going to smack it in the face. It's very good to know that it's unaware, because he's only got 8 Heal Bells. So, I mean, I can burn loads of stuff on this team as much as I like, basically, with Wukong. I can spam the Will-O-Wisp button, because nothing on this team really likes being burned, especially not Venusaur. I mean, if the Volcanion wants to come in, I actually want to calc really quickly how much a freaking Infernape's Close Combat is going to do to Volcanion. So, low kick here, Close Combat, bro. What are you saying? So Close Combat is going to do about 31-37%, so that's interesting. So he goes for the Moonblast. Because I'm so special defensive, I actually eat that up. Unfortunately, Marmite didn't have his glasses on. And you know, Marmite, you either love it or you hate it. I'm actually just going to Super Fang whatever wants to come in here. I don't think he's going to stay in. I've got the Toxic. He may decide want to stay in, even though getting 50% off on a freaking Clefable is lovely to have. Not going to lie, absolutely lovely. So he has to make a decision where he wants to stay in here. This is going to be my dedicated switch in. As he does switch out to the Excadrill, I kind of thought that would be the case. So I didn't have anything else to go for, maybe a U-turn. But I'm just going to go for Super Fang to get damage off from the thing. Is great. We're also going to see if it has leftovers. It does indeed have leftovers. So I'm pretty sure that he's going for the Rapid Spin. He could go for an Earthquake. I'm just going to go out to Angus. Because if he goes down to his Venusaur, I've got a 30% chance to burn it, which is pretty cool. Although I could actually just go for a Psyshock. Although I'm not sure how much is that realistically going to do to a Venusaur. So, I mean, he hasn't Mega Evolved yet, actually. So he does go for the Rapid Spin like I expected. Could have made the aggressive play into Lando, but I chose not to because I'm a bit of a wetty. So I think I might just Psyshock here because he can switch in Volcanion. So he's probably going to switch in Volcanion, so I'm actually going to pull a double out into my abundance, being really aggressive here now, because I really just don't like Volcanion. He's just not a nice guy. And what I can do is the Psyshock's not going to do enough, and I don't have good switch-ins. So if he does go into the Venusaur, then I can just U-turn out, and potentially just go into Pacharisu maybe, and just go for a Nuzzle, because paralyzing that thing would be cool, or even go into Infernape and just go for the Willow. So I do pull a double out as he goes for the Toxic, which is kind of annoying. Because to me that's not his best play. But all I'm going to do here is knock off, expecting his Lando to come in. I mean, I guess it was an okay play, but I would have taken out his Excadrill as his only Rapid Spinner. And therefore I would have been able to get my Rock Top with Infernape, and that would have broken Dragonite's Multiscale, would have worn down the Lando pretty quickly, and the Volcanion. So to me that was not his best play, but nonetheless, and that's the play he made, and we're going to have to deal with it. So that means Abundance is going to get worn down pretty easily now, as my head is actually getting more used to this, but I just realised it again, so I kind of forgot about it for a little bit. But I'm just going to go for the knockoff here, as hopefully he goes down to Lando. He goes down to Clef, that's cool. Get knockoff on this thing's cool as well, as we knock off the leftovers. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go straight on to my Pacharisu, because Pacharisu is Bay. And he goes for the Wish. So I think I'm just going to U-turn out. I don't see him staying in. There's no reason for him to stay in. Even though none of his mons are weakened, he may as well get an offensive threat in for almost free. And if he does stay in, I'm assuming he's going for a Moonblast. So, I mean, I could almost Calm Mind up on this thing, but he's unaware, so maybe not. I could just go into Logan, and nothing really wants to take a medium match. So he does go into the Excadrill, which is cool. I'm going to go for the U-turn here. Do I want to trade as Toxic on Slowbro? Because it does so much for me. Yeah, I'm going to Angus here. I want to see if he wants to make the same play again. Because I think this Scald should kill. So I'm going to go for the Scold here. I'm hoping he wants to trade a Scold for a freaking Toxic. And I think he should take him out. I mean, I'm going to calc this just in case. Undefensive against a Excadrill. Bulky Spinner. Oh, Skull does not do that much. Wow. That makes more sense now. Skull does not do that much. I see. See, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to my abundance here. That was a bad play from me, but before he was at like 60%, so it makes sense. He does make the same play again. The play does make sense now. And he's going to want to keep this thing around, so I am just going to go for the U-turn here. Last moment for knockoff. He doesn't want to lose his leftovers. I could definitely go for Earthquake. So, I mean, he should hopefully stay in. But, I mean, I definitely respect his Toxic play a little bit more. But again, he was still at 60%. He was still at 60%, and I would have done what, like, freaking. If he's max special defense as well, 38 to 45% chance, and I would have had a chance to burn. So say if I do 38, which is minimum roll, and he was on 65, that means he goes down to 30. He's got 30% chance to get burned, and that means I can wear that thing down. I can go for another Scald. Maybe he goes down to something else, but once I get rocks up, then I can stay in on his rapid spin and take him out. So, I'm going to go for a U-turn here, and I'm just going to go out to Logan and put lots of offensive pressure on him. As I'm just going to go for the medium mash. I think my Thunder Punch is a lot, because I think that's kind of the point of having it on here, is to revenge kill Volcanion. I'm pretty sure that's why Thunder Punch is on there. So I'm just going to fire with medium mash. I mean, he could go into his Lando. He could do that, but he'd have to be a little bit lame to do that. He'd have to be a little bit lame indeed. So if he stays in, then he's a man, and I get rid of Fable, and that's lovely, and then I can just fucking Will-O-Wisp and Toxic his whole team, because they don't have Heal Bell. This thing's probably got Heal Bell. He's got Heal Bell, Moonblast, Wish, and Protect. That's a really annoying Fable set, man. But at least it's not calm mind, I suppose, eh? At least he's not calming his mind, as he does go out into the Volcanion. So I'm going for the medium mash here. I get a crit, it does 20%. Would have rather the attack raise, not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to calc this. Metagross. To a Volcanion. So if you're max HP, my Tundi Punch does about half, and you're defo gonna be able to KO me, right? Yeah, with 5 left. And I kind of need you in my life right now. Huh. I don't really have anything to sack off though. So here's to hoping he goes for a Steam Eruption, because I do have Fire Blast switch-ins, but I do not have Steam Eruption switch-ins, and he's going to want to burn my Slowbro. He's going to want to burn that stuff, man. He's going to want to burn that stuff. So I'm going to go for the Thunder Punch here. If he's speedy, I could potentially kill, as he's only got 30 seconds left, because this guy's been taking his time. Volcanion puts loads of pressure on my team, but I can definitely still win, because we've got Pacharisu, so we can Toxic and Paralyze stuff, while getting off slow U-turns and fast U-turns at the same time, depending on the Mon, because Pacharisu's got pretty nice speed at 95, which does really well against his team. So I can Paralyze the Venusaur, I can even burn the Venusaur with my Infernape, as he's got 10 seconds left, as I'm going to go for the Thunder Punch, as I'm not sure if he's going to, actually, he could be Scarfed, but, I mean, we won, so that's all that matters, is that we won. So let's get another match. I'm going to say GG, because it was a pretty decent game for those 14 turns, as we are searching for another match, as we do find another match, which is like clockwork, man. It's like clockwork. I was like freaking loving that. So it's like clockwork. Why did I say that? So we're going up against a Manaphy, a Bioshock, a Clefable, a Scizor, a Latios, and a Garchomp. So we've got double dragons, and we got double steels, and we got one fairy, and we got a Manaphy. So, I mean, not an Electrocute for Pacharisu's time, but Pacharisu can definitely do some stuff. I'm going to lead with Wukong, predicting him to lead with Garchomp, as he does lead with the Latios. So that's cool, because what I can do is I can lead with Logan. as if he Side Shocks, that's perfecto. He does go for the Side Shock, and like I said, that was perfecto. So what I can do now is I can Mega Evolve and go for the Pursuit to deal with this Latios, and I just take it the fuck out. Get done, son. So he goes down to his Bisharp. I'm just going to Hammer Arm. As I outspeed the Bisharp, I Hammer Arm and I take it out, which is pretty sound. We're 2-0 with this team so far, and we're about to hopefully go 3-0. He goes on to his Guard Drop. I'm just going to go down to Angus here. I should be able to take any few hits he wants to go for. As he does just set up his Stealth Rocks here, but I can spam one of the best moves in the game in Scald. He's going to Manaphy. He goes on to Sizzle. Can I please get a burn? I've been lacking burns so much this live. Poo. Man, poo. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually just going to go down to Wukong. If you set up an SD, I can Will-O-Wisp and outspeed you. Can't take me out with a +2 Bullet Punch. As he does Mega Evolve into Mega Sizzle and go for the U-turn. So of course I resist that. And I want to see what he wants to go down to. Probably Manaphy. Goes down to Garchomp actually, so I can actually take one hit. I can take 2 hits at full, but I'm getting a Will-O-Wisp on this thing is going to be really, really cool for me. Really, really cool. So I get a Will-O-Wisp off. I am going to outspeed, of course. As he goes for the Dragon Tail, misses, which is really unfortunate for my opponent, because what that allows me to do is just go for my Stealth Rock. And as we just go for Stealth Rock, he goes for Earthquake. It does 56%, but that with leftovers means that I can just slack off him and just win with slack off non-stop. So that's cool. As he goes for a Dragon Tail, which is fine by me as I go out into my Slowbro. So that's lovely, jubbly, lemon, and scrubbly. I'm kind of tempted to set up a Calm Mind. No, I'm just going to go for a Scald here. He probably goes out. He goes down to a Scissor again. Can I please get the burn? Can I please get the burn? He's making. That's not the right play. It's not the right play. I mean, if I had a burn on this thing, it'd be so easy. I'm just going to go down to Wukong, but oh well, it doesn't matter. Who needs burns, man? Burns are for guns. No kids. I was just rhyming, okay? As he goes down to his Garchomp, I am just going to click Slack Off. My best player, got to keep this thing healthy, and it's going to be really annoying to him. He goes for an Earthquake. He really can't break me right now, and I'm just going to wear him down. I feel like this man's going to forfeit, because there's no reason for me not to just spam Slack Off as he gets a crit, which kind of sucks. Not gonna lie, it kind of sucks. I am going to Slack Off once again as he goes for an Earthquake. People, talented, man, talented. So he does get the crit and the high roll, 2 crits in a row and a high roll on the one that he needs. But what I can do now is, I mean, yeah, I'm just going to go on to Angus here and go for the Scald. I'm going to go for the Scald. If he wants to switch in Mega Sizz again, no, he doesn't. He doesn't want to. If he wants to switch in Mega Sizz this time on me, I mean, he's got 37%. He goes into Manaphy. So Manaphy. I could go for a Calm Mind, but he's just going to Tail Glow. And depending on the Fable set, Slowbro can just win. So I'm going to go out into Marmite here. As he does go for the Tail Glow. What I can do now is just Toxic to get damage off, because Marmite's a god. Marmite's generally a god. You're going to live that. Of course he's going to live that. Marmite's a god, people. Marmite's a god. So we've got the Toxic off, which is really, really nice. I'm going to U-turn in case he wants to switch out, but he does just stay and go for the Scald, which of course is best play. Do not blame me for that whatsoever. Tauren, you're not doing too much this match. So I kind of just want to go for the Logan win. So what I want to do is just go into Tauren here. I just want to wear this thing down. I think toxic damage will actually be enough, but I can just go for a Hurricane. Of course I missed the Hurricane. As he goes for an Ice Beam and of course takes me out. Hi. So I think I'm just going to go out into Abundance, click Earthquake. Then basically Logan just wins. I think Logan wins now, but I just don't want to risk him being max defense and living a Thunder Punch. So I'm just going to go out into Abundance. As I drop his attack, which is really super useful, I'm going to go for the Earthquake. I do take out the Manaphy with the Earthquake. And in fact, maybe Abundance can clean up. I mean, I'm pretty sure Earthquake is going to do enough. So he goes under the Sizz. I'm pretty sure I can take any hit this thing wants to go for. I can go for an Earthquake and take it out. And now, even if he's Calm Mind for Fable, I'm pretty sure Earthquake to a max defensive Clivial plus medium match from Mega Metagross is going to take him out. It doesn't matter as he does show that he's Magic Guard. So go for the Earthquake. It does 40%. As he goes for a Moonblast, it was 44% to me. Really hoping he doesn't set up Calm Minds just to make the match so much longer. I actually get a crit, which does not matter. He goes for the Moonblast, takes me out. But it does mean that Abundance is just going to be able to clean this match up easy peasy, as he does just freaking get the forfeit. So I actually want to finish on a better match than that, because that was pretty hacksy. Even though this live has been pretty long. Sad face, sad face, sad face. But you're never going to see a Pacharisu In OU again, so you may as well keep watching. For a decent match, man, you're going to get a decent match. I really hope this is recording. I'll be right back. It was recording. So we're going up against a Metagross of our own, a Volcanion, a Landorus, a Latios, a Rotom, and a Clefable. So that's pretty cool. Not gonna lie, that's pretty cool. So I feel like he's gonna leave with Lando. This is gonna be a difficult matchup for me, I feel. So I'm going to leave with my Wukong. Again, if he wants to leave with Latios, which would be a good lead against me, no. He doesn't leave with Latios. So I really want to switch out Latios and Metagross, of course, as always. So I'm just going to go for the Will-O-Wisp here. I think I can live a Scarf Earthquake anyways. So getting a Will-O-Wisp on that would be sweet. Clefable actually gets Healing Wish, so he could Healing Wish you back up, but that's kind of the only thing you can do that with. He could go for Memento or something. He goes for the knockoff, showing that he is indeed Scarfed. He is indeed Scarfed, but I go with the Will-O-Wisp off, and what I can do now is just get on my Stealth Rocks. Because he's only defogger his Latias. As he goes down to Volcanion, that's a good play. But Wukong doesn't do too much for me, not right now. I'm not gonna lie to you boys. I'm not gonna lie to you boys. He doesn't do too much for me. So I'm just gonna fire for close combat here. Good combat, it does 23%. That's nothing. Oh, I've got minus attack. So he goes for a Steam Eruption. He does, of course, take me out. He does, of course, take me out. So we see the leftovers. So now what I can do is go into Abundance. And I mean, he can go into Rotom or his own Lando. So I'm just gonna click knockoff. If he stays in, I'm kind of fooped. I'm fooped. That was me trying not to swear, by the way. So I could actually just Stone Edge, because that's its hat. It will hit the Rotom, and then Pacharisu is just such a good switch into Rotom. And Angus is such a good switch into Slowbro. So I'm just going to go for a Stone Edge. As he doesn't stay in, I really wish I'd gone for the knockoff. But I am going to go for the Stone Edge. I am going to miss, which is fine. That's fine. I'm just going to go into Angus. I kind of wanted to stay in because I know he's going to go for a U-turn. But he goes for the knockoff, actually, which is a good play. It's a good play. I'm glad I didn't stay in because I wanted to keep my Scarf. As I'm going to Side Shock because I'll do a lot to Rotom, and if Volcanion comes in, hopefully it does enough to where Stealth Rocks and stuff do damage. So he does go into the Rotom, which is cool. We do see the leftover, which is nice. So what we probably going to see is a Volt Switch here, and as we know, Pacharisu the God does not care about the electric type moves. So I'm going to have some water. As we see the Will-O-Wisp. So he either stays in the Hydro Pump or he pulls a double out. Either way, I just want to go for a Toxic because I don't see him going for Metagross. He does go into Metagross, so I'm just going to stay in and Nuzzle. Because they don't tend to carry Earthquake. If they do, then you know. They do, you know. So you guys know that Pacharisu is going to be going for this Toxic and wearing down this Rotom Wash like an absolute beast. So Westbrook, the Rotom Wash. Set 500 also. I don't know why I have to go like this. Guys don't realize I played a rugby match on Saturday. It is currently Monday and my shoulders are aching so much. It was like my old boys like leaving my college, because obviously all my friends are leaving my college, but I'm dumb. So yeah, and my shoulders and my legs hurt so much like I play. Oh no, fam. Now he knows my plan. Now he knows my plan. I'm just going to go for another Toxic. If he goes into the Metagross, he goes into the Metagross. He goes into Fable. It's going to be Magic Guard. Wow, I've had the hacks this time round. Hey. Hey. Ho. Let's go. I'm going to go into Logan here. He gets up his rocks. I'm going to Mega Evolve, and I'm going to click Meteor Mash. And it's going to hurt something. I don't even know if the Lando is going to survive this. He does go into the Lando. I don't think your Lando is surviving this. After burn, I don't even get the Intimidate drop because of Clear Body. Yeah, you ain't surviving that. So, I actually think also is I kind of need to know what Volcanion that is if I want to win this match. So, what did I hit it with? What did I hit it with? That really sucks because this thing is such a problem. It's such a problem. I think he's going to Will-O-Wisp. I hope he Will-O-Wisps. I hope he Will-O-Wisps, and I'm going to go into Pacharisu. Actually, I hope he Volt Switches, because Pacharisu is a beast. Go for Volt Switch, man. Go for Volt Switch. Go for Volt Switch, bro. Hydro Pump. Good play. Good play. I don't have anything. I don't have anything. Let me see how I'd like to win this match. First of all, let's find out what kind of Volcanion that is. So I'm for knockoff, Will-O-Wisp, close combat, onto the Volcanion. So, Volcanion from a Infernape. Remember you are -1, please, Melontosh. Remember that stuff. And you have the close combat. Let's just check that you're 244. Yeah, that's perfect. To do at -1 attack, 20 to 25%, and my close combat did 23%. So you are this regular leftovers burning tank, max HP. So how much is Metagross's? Oh no, the music stopped. It's back. I got a voice crack, but whatever. So how much is Metagross gonna do? With Thunder Punch, I think it was like 50%. Yep. So after Rockies, 25%, I'm gonna be able to take you out with Thunder Punch. That's lovely. I can also Pursuit Trap you, and I can Medium Mash you. So Logan's my win condition. Foul Shower. Logan's my win condition. I need Abundance to get rid of the Metagross. So I think I just want to go into Torn. Oh, I just can't take out this thing out. So I'm going to go into Torn here. And no one Will-O-Wisps here, so I have to make some plays. And I have to wear this thing down. I mean, I'm just going to go for the superpower here. It's my best move to hit this thing. He's just going to Volt Switch. I go for superpower. Just 22%, man. Just for the Volt Switch. I eat that up. Oh, Rotom. If this thing was toxic, we'd be good to go right now. Honestly, we'd be good to go. That superpower would just be getting worn down and worn down. Slowbro would be able to stall it out. I could get Calm Minds up with Slowbro to stall it out as he goes out into this thing. Probably going to drop a Draco. I have to go out into Logan, even though I don't want this to take damage. I have to go out into Logan, and I need to take this thing out with a Pursuit. That's what I need to do, and I need to do it now. Go for a Side Shot. Go for a Surf. Okay, that's cool. I'm just going to Pursuit you. I really hope you decide to switch out. Because people don't seem to think that I'm going to have Pursuit, which kind of makes sense. Mega Metagrosses normally don't, but I do. I definitely do. So I'm going to go for the Pursuit here. And I need him just to switch out, because I can't be taking more damage on my Metagross than I can before. He does decide to switch out, which is really, really cool. Definitely the best play for me. He can't switch in his Volcanion, because I will just Thunder Punch it, and I will take it out. And that'll put me in a good position. And then I need this thing to Medium Mash the crap out of the Clefable. If he goes out into his own Metagross, I just go into Slowbro and start firing off Scalds. If once that happens, oh no, because he's got this thing. Okay, 43%. I'm a Metagross, man. I'm a know your max defensive Rotom. I don't even need to check that. Your max defensive freaking pivot stuff, whatever. Yeah, that's you. Zen Head. I don't have Zen Head. Oh, that's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Hammer-On does 41%, 39 to 41%. I can't. If I had Zen Headbutt, man, then I'd have no Pursuit, you see. You see, that's why I have this stuff. That is why I have this stuff. There's a reason behind the madness. So, is Torn just my best play? Because I'm kind of hope, but he's just going to Will-O-Wisp. Then I can fire off a Hurricane. How much is Tornadus? Assault West Pivot. Hurricane's going to do 20, actually more than my superpower, so So I think I'm going to Tornadus. Hopefully he doesn't Volt Switch, even though I can take the Volt Switch. He goes for the Will-O-Wisp. That's cool. I need you to stay in, and I need to land this Hurricane. I need to land this Hurricane. I need to land this Hurricane. And then, as long as I don't let him get a pain split off. As long as I don't let him get a pain. I wonder how much Lando's knockoff does. Hopefully it does enough. Because then hopefully we've got ourselves back into a position where we can still win even after the hacks. So basically my opponent, he should just Volt Switch. Although he shouldn't. But at the same time, he should. Because he doesn't know my Metagross moveset, and most Metagross don't carry Thunder Punch. So he should think, oh, my Volcanion can take a hit, so I can switch in. My Volcanion, when his Metagross is in, take a hit, but really I'm going to be like, pow! Thunder Punch! Falcon Punch! And he can't really switch in his Metagross, I don't think. As he pulls a double out. Good play. Very good play. As he goes out into his this thing. Very good English and stuff. So I'm going to U-turn here. In case he wants to pull out a double, that'd be very, very nice. But what this means I can do is I can just go into my Metagross. If he predicts this and go for Fire Blast, it's GG. But I need to be able to keep offensive pressure. He goes for a Flamethrower. It doesn't take me out. Really? 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 He's got Toxic. Really? 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 Okie dokie. Lemon and Squokey. Oh, you come on, bro. I'm calming my mind, bro. Bro, Clefable, man. That's so totally radical. So, +1. Why is that not changing? You're not unaware, that's why. It's Magic Guard. A +1. A +2. So I need to get to +3. And then we'll see what happens. He goes for the Toxic. I'm going to go to +3. I'm kind of glad he missed that first one. But, I mean, I missed mine and it mattered way more because Metagross would basically going to come in. I wouldn't have had to make that play. I mean, I did know that Clefables run Flamethrower. I didn't think they'd run Flamethrower plus Toxic, because you'll miss out on quite a lot of stuff. That means he may not have Soft Boiled, or he doesn't have Moonblast. That's not a good Clefable set, as he does go out to his Volcanion. I am just going to go for a Psyshock. That Clefable set doesn't make sense to me. He goes for a Steam Eruption. I eat that up. Hopefully this just takes him out. It does indeed take him out. I do not think the crit mattered. I'm +3. As now I can just fire for Scald. I've actually still got a chance to win this because Slowbro is an absolute boy. It's just a freaking legend. As he goes down to his Metagross, I actually think I can take any one hit. And then can I kill? I still can't kill Clef. I mean, if he doesn't have Soft Boiled, I can kill Clef. If he doesn't have Soft Boiled, I can kill Clef. So I'm gonna fire for Scald here. I really think I can live this. I lead that up. Oh my lord, he gets the attack. This has got to kill. Doesn't kill. Can I burn? Yes, I get the burn. Okay, cool. Okay, here we go. Can we still win despite all this? That's my question. He's burnt. I'm just going to go into Tornadus. Yeah, so here's my play. So I'm going to go into Tornadus here. I click U-turn it. I then get my regenerated back. And then whatever comes in, if it's Clef, I'm just going to spam EQ. And if it's Rotom, then I go for the U-turn. I go back into this thing, and I have to try and weaken it with Hurricane to a point where knockoff can kill, I guess. I mean, it's not looking good, but I go for the U-turn here. Now I go into Abundance. He should hopefully go out into... I mean, how much actually is Abundance? Abundance... No, that's not done. I mean, Landorus. Abundance is his nickname, so Landorus, Choice Scarf. To a Rotom. Rotom, baby, Rotom. Rotom. Knockoff does 26 to 31%. He goes down to this thing. I'm just going to click Earthquake. Does 50%. Do you have Softboard? You got Toxic. You're definitely going out to Rotom now. I'm going to pull a double out to my Tornadus because you should go out to Rotom. If you have Softboard, you win. You should go out to Rotom here. Thank you. I think. So now I go out for Hurricane. Now I go for Hurricane. Now I go for Hurricane. We may pull through. I'm really hoping we pull through. So I go for... Oh, okay. No, I needed to land that. I needed to land 2 in a row. That's what I needed to do. I need to land 2 in a row. Can I get Confusion? Okay, actually... Stone Age is 26 to 31% of this thing. It's a roll. We need the roll. And then we can take hits from the Fable. So, I think we can win this. All we need is this roll. Everything's been against us this live. Can we just get this roll, please? Oh, come on! Oh, my lord. This game. Like, oh, man. What are you going to do? And I missed my Stone Age. If I crit there, I could have still won. But he hits his Hydro Pump. That really sucked. I really sucked. I'm not gonna lie. We should have been 4-0 with this team, but instead we're 3-1. But I'm pretty happy with how I performed. Pacharisu is an absolute beast. If you want this team, let me know in the comment section down below, and I'll paste in the team for you in the description. But that's all gonna be all for me today, guys. If you're feeling a little bit sorry for me because I just can't catch a break, or if you just want to smash that like button anyway, then you're feeling like an absolute legend, then go ahead and subscribe. But other than that, I'll smell you later.